Recommendations, wrestling. Recommendations, wrestling. Recommendations, wrestling. Recommendations. Wrestling. Recommendations, wrestling. Recommendations, wrestling. Recommendations, wrestling. Recommendations.
Welcome, everybody, to the very first standalone edition of Wrestling Recommendations. Wrestling Recommendations.
Recommendations.
Great fucking song. I am your host, Eddie Shepherd, along with...
Terrific Travis Lassiter, 2 for 2 on this wheel of matches. If going to start it off right here with some classic wrestling action.
So the way this podcast works, guys, is essentially we have came up with a list of matches that we think are really good. So we recommend them to you guys. We watch along and tell you some cool facts about the match and a little bit about the event leading up to it. And the way that we do it is we put it into a randomizer and it randomizes each match. So after we're done with this episode, we will put another randomizer and it will pick the match for us. This is actually one of my favorite things to do, just to kind of research this stuff. Travis, what's the match we got tonight?
It is a Forgotten Gem from 1997's One Night Only pay-per-view from the UK. I think it's Birmingham, England here. It's the Undertaker versus Bret Hart in a rematch from the SummerSlam 1997 main event, minus Shawn Michaels as special guest referee. Not a lot of people talk about this match. One, because it was left off the VHS release because I guess they didn't want to pay Bret Hart some royalties or something, because this was released around the time Bret screwed Bret, brother. But this match was not on the release. It used to be the only way you could get it was the UK DVD set from Silver Vision, or I remember when Bret Hart put out his Best There Is, Best There Was, The Best There Ever Will Be DVD. This was on it. So that's one of the first times people saw it, unless you ordered this pay-per-view, because it was hard to find. I remember downloading it on Kazaa or whatever it was, or LimeWire, whichever one gave my computer AIDS. I don't know.
They both did. I had Kaza, and then there was Morpheus, and then there was LimeWire. Oh man, so much porn was downloaded. It's so ridiculous.
I mean, wrestling, not porn. Wrestling.
Yeah, wrestling.
DJ Khaled.
All those random things. So yeah, guys. So this is going to be Bret Hart versus The Undertaker from One Night Only, September 20th, 1997, in Birmingham, England. Let's kind of give you some backstory. Let's talk about The Undertaker. He began training in 1986 and had his very first match for WCCW in June of 87 against
Steve Austin.
Bruiser Brody.
Bruiser Brody. Oh, yeah, that's right.
With somebody who would kind of make a cameo, Percy Pringle.
Oh, hell yeah. Future pallbearer there.
Oh, man. He would go on to work for the USWA in 1988 and feud with Jerry Lawler.
Of course he did.
Because Jerry needed someone to put him over.
Jerry needed a big heel to put him over.
He's a heel. In 1989, he would join WCW and take the place of Sid Vicious, joining Dan Spivey as
the New Skyscrapers, which is always a death knell. If you put new in front of something that never works, ask Leaf Cassidy.
Oh, the New Rockers, they blow.
Ask the New Nexus, Mason Ryan, or whatever his fucking name was.
Still better than the Core.
True. Two R's, brother.
Corre. After Dan Spivey would leave, Mean Mark would work singles matches and be managed by Paul E. Dangerously.
Paul Heyman guy.
He was famously told by Ole Anderson that he would never draw a dime and began trying to get a deal with the WWF. Bruce Pritchard and Paul Heyman were the key components to getting him signed to the WWF. Vince initially did not want to sign him. Said that he was just kind of a run-of-the-mill big guy, which is kind of wild until I believe Vince had a meeting with him and it went very well.
Well, it's because he wrestled that cuck of a superstar Lex Luger in a match where Luger was Luger and the Undertaker was hurt. So, I mean, if that's the match he saw, then it's still probably one of Luger's better matches.
Yeah, he said he put feelers out for a while, and Vince McMahon did not reach out to him. And then finally, pretty much Paul Heyman and Bruce Pritchard went to bat for him because Bruce Pritchard is a Houston guy, just like Booger Red is.
Oh God, Jim Ross, shut up.
Looking right.
Red, big
That's-
evil,
that's
big
right. Taking care of business.
Sauce it,
Take care of business.
sauce it.
He made his official WWF debut as Kane the Undertaker on November 19th, 1990, which was a taping for Superstars. This match was filmed 3 days prior to his televised debut at November 22nd's Survivor Series, but this match did not air on television until December 15th. Keep in mind this kind of has connections to this whole match too, so we'll go back to that. He would then debut at Survivor Series as Ted DiBiase's mystery partner for the Survivor Series match, which would make this the first encounter between Bret Hart and the Undertaker. He would then go on to defeat Jimmy Snuka at WrestleMania 7 in his very first WrestleMania match. And he would soon become the youngest man to ever win the WWF title at 26 years old, defeating Hulk Hogan at Survivor Series.
Ow, my neck, brother. My neck.
Controversial. Only to
foot off the ground, piece of shit. Sorry.
Yeah, Hogan claimed, he compressed his spine, brother. That doesn't work for Terry. So he would actually lose the title 2 days later to Hogan in controversial fashion from Tuesday in Texas.
Great pay-per-view. Not.
Bret Hart wrestles Skinner on that show. It's one of his first title defenses as Intercontinental Champion. So there's that as well.
Hogan hit him with the ashes in the eyes, brother.
He did.
He desecrated a dead body. That's the Hulk Hogan I know.
Oh, man, that's sad. But you're right. That's something he would do. Undertaker would soon turn face shortly after this, feuding with the likes of Jake Roberts, Giant Gonzalez, Kamala, and Yokozuna until he would ascend to the heavens and be reincarnated as purple-gloved Undertaker.
You left out a key feud there, brother. Giant Gonzalez.
I said Giant Gonzalez.
Oh,
I said
sorry.
Jake Roberts, Giant Gonzalez, Kamala.
I had a stroke and like just put that out of my head there for a second.
Well, all those feuds were not that good except for the one with Yoko.
Rest in peace. Rest in peace match, bro.
Yeah, he had to get his feet cut off, which is fucking terrible. He would soon become an attraction for the WWF and only feuded with the $1 Million Corporation throughout 1995. That's kind of where we are right now with our other podcast, Wrestling Ruined, on the Project Ladder Network. So check that out, guys. We just did King of the Ring recently. We'll be doing moving forward with that. It's a pretty good little show. He finally had a breakthrough performance / feud in 1996 with Mankind, which would include a Boiler Room Brawl match and a Buried Alive match, which was the first of their kind. And their feud kind of started to show Undertaker as a more elusive character. Instead of him just being, an attraction, this was, Mick Foley was giving him the fucking business, and they were doing good business together. So definitely, worth going back and watching some of those matches as well. He would finally win his second WWF Championship at WrestleMania 13, defeating Psycho Sid. He would lose the championship to Bret Hart due to Shawn Michaels hitting Taker with a chair on accident at SummerSlam, which kick started their feud. Shawn Michaels and Undertaker had never touched until that point on television, which is very interesting that they both went along for so long with Shawn being heel and Taker being face, that they never kind of had any kind of interaction together. Interesting. And their very first match would take place at In Your House Ground Zero, which would be the main event of that show, which is going to be a theme we'll talk about here shortly.
It's the pay-per-view before the pay-per-view we're about to get smack dab in the middle of.
Bret Hart. He began working for Stampede Wrestling, which was his father's territory, in 1976, and began wrestling in 1978. He made his
that Bret's pretty good.
Goddamn rando.
He's my son, but I'm gonna stretch him.
Make his eyes go red. Start Stu impression, guys. Stu Hart, may he rest in whatever attic he's haunting at the moment.
May he rest in Helen.
Bret would make his televised WWF debut on August 29th, 1984 in a tag match where he teamed with the Dynamite Kid, taking on Iron Mike Sharp and Troy Alexander. Iron Mike Sharp pops up a lot and through the time period as an infamous jobber.
Iron Mike Sharp is still taking a shower from 1984, apparently. Notoriously clean, but good for him.
Good for him.
He's dead now.
Oh. In 1985, he requested to join Jimmy Hart's heel stable, the Hart Foundation, which included his brother-in-law, Jim Neidhart, which they would go on to win the WWF tag titles 2 times. Brett Anvil would turn babyface after WrestleMania 4, the whole battle royal where Bad News Brown turned on him and Brett destroys this trophy. Which Bad News Brown is also a Stampede guy. At SummerSlam in 1990, they would go on to win their last tag titles, defeating Demolition. The Hart Foundation's reign would last all the way up until WrestleMania 7, where they would lose the titles in controversial fashion to the Nasty Boys, which afterwards they would split as a team. Which, as a kid, I don't really remember them ever specifically saying, "Oh, we're not going to work as a, in singles now. We're not going to be a team anymore." So I don't really recall ever seeing that happen.
Anvil probably got high on some cocaine. He got released, and then they let Brett be Intercontinental Champion.
Goddamn Rhino and takes the fucking tranquilizers, take the Rhino down. Brett would go on to win his first Intercontinental Championship, defeating Mr. Perfect at SummerSlam 1991. 92 would be a huge year for Brett as he carried, to me, Roddy Piper's best match ever. Winning the Intercontinental title from him at WrestleMania 8. He would headline SummerSlam in the classic match with the British Bulldog, which PWI Pro Wrestling Illustrated would rate this match of the year of 1992. And then, of course,
deserved.
He would go on to defeat Ric Flair in Saskatoon for his very first WWF Championship in October,
which was available on the Coliseum video Smack 'em Whack 'em.
Whack 'em. You're right.
That was the only way to see it.
He would go on to feud with Yokozuna, Jerry Lawler, and of course Owen Hart, including their amazing match from WrestleMania 10 and their cage match from SummerSlam 94. I believe both of those matches are on our list as well.
As well as the Piper Hart match.
Yep, from WrestleMania 8. He would go on to have lackluster feuds while still delivering main event quality matches, feuding with a pirate, a dentist, and winning the WWF title and losing it to Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 12. He would then begin to feud with Steve Austin, and they would have a collection of banger matches, including Survivor Series 96 and their epic match, which is Travis's favorite match ever at WrestleMania 13 in the submission match.
It's the feud of 97. Like it is. It's what to me, like when you think of 97, you think of Austin and Bret Hart and the Hart Foundation. At least in my mind, I think of that. Yeah, anything Bret Hart and Stone Cold did, I ate it up from that time period.
You could tell that they fed off each other very well and they respected each other. Both of those matches are also on our list, so hopefully we'll get to those matches eventually. Bret would shortly turn heel. Right after this, they do a double turn. Austin would become the hottest thing in wrestling since Hogan, and they would do some big fucking business. And then, of course, at SummerSlam 97, Bret would go on to defeat The Undertaker and win his 5th and final WWF Championship. That's what leads us to here, because this show takes place 1 month after SummerSlam. It takes place in September of 1997. All right, guys, so now comes the big moment. Pull up your Peacock app. Pull the cock out, as we like to say. Whip it out. You're going to look up One Night Only. You can go to the WWE tab and look it up through there as well. You're going to go to the 1 hour, 45 minute, and 20-second mark. You're going to see a girl holding a Bret Hart, a man, a wrestler, a champion, a hero, and oddly enough, a kid who looks just like me. Really fucking weird. It looks just like me.
Wearing a bright blue little jersey shirt. He's got a green sign in his hand.
He's right next to don't talk to my cousin that way. He looks just like me.
Your British self.
All right, guys, we're gonna say 3, 2, 1 and hit play, and then we're gonna start this thing. 3, 2, 1, play. Oh, here we go. Oh, he loves Sunny.
I love too. Sunny. Yeah, there you go.
That checks out. She killed someone.
I was about to say just some bad things we could say about Sunny there. There was a Bret the Hitman fart sign there, by the way.
I saw that. We see The Undertaker making his long entrance. This is 1 month away from Kane making his debut.
Yep. Right smack dab going into Bad Blood, which for some reason they don't mention at all on the show.
Not one mention of it at all. Not the Hell in a Cell match. Nothing. They mention nothing of Kane in this, which is interesting as well.
Or Steve Austin.
None.
No.
Speak about that flyer or the poster that you sent to me earlier today.
Yeah, this morning me and Eddie were, discussing the podcast and everything, and I just happened to look up One Night Only. He said something about it, and I typed it in, and it brought up the pay-per-view poster. And the original match the Undertaker was advertised for was against Nation of Domination Ahmed Johnson.
That's
And
so
then
random.
it was Stone Cold as the Intercontinental Champion versus Bret the Hitman Hart as the WWF Champion, which that would have been pretty cool to see. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. And then of course the other match was Bulldog versus Shawn Michaels. But this card changed, and for the better, because I don't think anybody would have wanted to see Ahmed Johnson versus fucking the Undertaker. They tried that one time, and then Ahmed got hurt and replaced by Farouk at King of the Ring. Ahmed Johnson was just like an injury prone dude.
Well, he was fucking wearing fucking like elbow pads, or what was he wearing? Like fucking
Knee pads on his thighs.
Yeah, makes no fucking sense.
I will say Bret versus Stone Cold would have been huge here, I think, though.
It's kind of weird the way they have the stage set up here, because it's kind of on a platform. It's very like New Japanish. You can tell they're right on top of the wrestlers when they're out there, like out on the floor. Like there's not a huge gap between them. So Taker's entrance, man, the crowd's going fucking wild for him. He's probably one of the most over people on this show, and
he's over. Like there's no doubt about it. Like they love the Undertaker, and they're letting him hear it here. He is, you said, the most over person on this card, because I watched a lot of this card getting this match just to kind of get the vibe of what the pay-per-view was going for. But I don't know if you could tell this, but like the camera seems different too. Like I don't know, like different from the Raw cameras, which I don't know if it's more of a shine or like a gloss to it here in the UK, but it just feels different.
It feels different, and it feels big. We'll talk about kind of like some of the things about this event, like the crowd, how many were there and whatnot. I know
I hate his goatee, by the way.
I know we both. Yeah, it's like a
shaved out.
Yeah, it's kind of like a Fu Manchu.
Yeah.
And I know that we both love Purple Glove Taker, but this Undertaker looks fucking cool.
I like this Taker like too, but Purple Glove's always been my favorite. Bret Hart comes out here to a mixed reaction. Weird.
He still gets a huge response, but I think people just were enamored with the Undertaker, man. Like he could do no wrong.
I mean, Bret gets that mixed reaction, but you look at it, man, people are still going wild for him. Bret's still their guy, but the Undertaker's their guy too. Like someone in the UK had an American flag, which was weird. I just saw in the crowd. Like, I'm surprised that guy didn't get beat the hell out of in the audience for having an American flag, because they hated the Patriot earlier in this show, by the way.
Yeah, the match right before this was Vader and Owen Hart, and it was a pretty good match. And then the match that follows this is Shawn Michaels versus the Bulldog in controversial fashion. And Shawn goes over. So it is very interesting. Some really quick facts about One Night Only. This show, if you watch it from the very beginning, it actually has a Sky box office opening that I have never seen on any other pay-per-view.
Nope, because this is I'm sure you're going to say it here, is the first WWF pay-per-view on Sky, because it used to be put into their packages that they got the WWF pay-per-views for free. So this is the first one they actually had to pay for to get. So
yeah, that
was a pretty big deal.
That reflects too, because they the buy rate's very low for this show. This was an exclusive pay-per-view, so it was only available in Canada and in the UK. The storyline reason for this was that Bret used a clause in his contract to block the event from being shown in the US, which I think is fucking genius.
That is pretty cool. Bret just kissed the belt goodbye, by the way.
Or did he?
God, I always wanted those glasses as a kid.
I had that haircut.
Fucking Jonathan Taylor Thomas haircut. Brandon A. Lane, our cohort on Wrestling Ruin, loves Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
Lene. This show took place in front of 11,000 fans, and the buy rate's only a 0.05 just due to its limited release. This fucking match starts off so goddamn hot. It is great.
And you like the ropes are so loose. Like, I mean, which comes into play later, but good God, look at how much that middle rope is just like jumping.
Taker's
and Undertaker
so fucking good.
God, just rears back. This is literally like we were talking about. Some of his first times getting to actually wrestle. because he wasn't having to play the dead man character or wrestle somebody 300, 400, 500 pounds that he just had to look like an unstoppable force against. He actually got to have some good matches with Bret Hart.
So I have something interesting here too. We talked about how this match wasn't featured on the poster, and we kind of know why now, because originally it was supposed to be Austin and Bret, and you got to think how many months in advance, they had been preparing for this, and this is only a month after Austin broke his neck. But apparently Bret said that it was due to backstage politics from Shawn Michaels and Hunter as the reason why this match was not really heavily promoted.
Oh, yeah, because, I mean, no offense to Bret Hart here, the match that drew everybody in was Bulldog versus Shawn. Bulldog's the conquering hero here, but this match is, to me, I don't know, I like this match better, even though it's not got technically a definitive finish, but I like this match better than the Shawn Bulldog match.
Yeah, Bret just took the turnbuckle off one of the top rope corners, and he's actually working Taker in that corner right now. You see the fucking hook. There's a crazy spot that happens with that corner shortly, and it just blows my mind that nobody got hurt.
That was fucking nice. He cut Bret off with the clotheslined him down. Fucking Mike Chioda's the ref though, so no Earl Hebner. Fuck Earl Hebner.
Yeah, fuck that guy. I do like that Taker does a lot of the spots where he's working Bret in the corner and he scares Chioda off, like he stares him down and he fucking like jumps and runs off. So fucking good. Bret just starts trying to put the sharpshooter on early, and Taker just shoves him off. Look at that. Oh man, great timing too.
Oh.
He hits him with that fucking little clothesline.
Which these guys have probably worked a lot more than they were on TV, because I remember Bret talking about he worked Taker in like overseas and like Kuwait and stuff and Germany, places like that. But so, I mean, they've got their match and their timing down, and plus they both respect each other from everything I've ever heard. So not a whole lot of give and take between these guys because they trust one another.
Yeah, he looks like we talked about this as well. That Bret's kind of wearing the same gear that he wore at. Oh, look at that! Oh man,
SummerSlam.
He wore it at SummerSlam, yeah, and you kind of mentioned it too. This is kind of the gear he wears pretty much on in WCW, which, spoiler, that happens a few months from this. Some interesting notes about this: after Bret Hart won the title from the Undertaker, he would not main event a pay-per-view again until his final encounter with Shawn Michaels at Survivor Series '97.
Undertaker main evented too.
Yep. So Ground Zero, he would defeat the Patriot in the semi-main event as Shawn and Taker had their very first match ever.
Quick thing here. They botched this right here because he was supposed to catch him and run him into the turnbuckle or into the post, but he sidewalk slammed him, like spine busted him. So it actually looked good. Then he picks him up and runs him into it. So nice save there on the balance issue.
I think some of that has to do with the mats on the outside, and like I said, they are on like an elevated platform, so it's a little bit harder. I know I said earlier too that this is in front of 11,000 fans. It looks like a lot more. They did a really good job making it feel like it's a huge deal.
Sold out, brother, hanging from the rafters.
Going on, I mean, this is the semi-main event, and Shawn and Bulldog's the main event. So, and then even the following month at Bad Blood, he and Bulldog would defeat Vader and the Patriot in a flag match in the semi-main event there. So they'll pretty much the entire time Bret is champion, he is not having any matches. Of course, he doesn't have a match at King of the Ring because he has that injury. Which I can't remember if that was shoot or not. Did he legit have an ankle injury?
Who now?
Bret.
Which one? Bret. Yeah, I think they were trying to like kind of help him limp through there. Funny fact on me is Bad Blood was the second pay-per-view I ever ordered, and that flag match is terrible.
So funny fact about that too, because we talked about this, is there are actually two versions of Bad Blood on tape. One was like a mail-in order, and the other one is what's the name of that one, Travis?
Rampage 97.
That's it, Rampage. So I had that version of the Bad Blood. I actually got it for Christmas in 97, I believe. Yeah, would have been 97. Mm-hmm. But I remember when you would go to order it in the magazine, they actually had the one night only tape there to order as well. And as a kid, I was like, well, I want the poster of Taker holding his own head is what kind of sold me on that.
Well, and see, the thing is around this time was when the WWF started making WWF home video. So it wasn't Coliseum. Yeah, Bad Blood is the home video release, and Rampage '97 is the Coliseum release. So
What
Coliseum's getting ready to get phased out.
would be the last Coliseum home video release that they would have?
Coliseum, I think the last one for the US is Survivor Series '97, if I'm not badly fooled. Because Royal Rumble '98 is the WWF home video release, and they don't release Degeneration In Your House Degeneration X in the US. You can only get it in the UK.
Really?
Yep, through Silvervision.
So Silvervision, which they would put out the double disc DVDs later on, which was one of the cooler things that they had, because there's a lot of those things. Some of these matches you couldn't watch.
I will say I'm a tape nerd. I used to have every WWF pretty much pay-per-view, and I researched it and spent my teenage years trying to compile a wrestling collection.
It was one of my favorite things to do, is actually come over to your house and see all that. The first time ever we hung out and we jerked each other off to fucking Coliseum home videos.
We'll say we missed a hell of a short DDT from Bret Hart there on the Undertaker, who keeps sitting up, but Bret keeps knocking him down.
And Bret has like a frustrated look on his face. This is actually the first time I ever watched this match. Not this time. This is actually my second time, but doing my research, this is the first time I ever really watched this match. I know this match is available on Undertaker's Tombstone. I believe it's like a 3-disc DVD set. It's available there. It's also available on, you mentioned it earlier, on Bret the Hitman Hart, the best there is, was, ever will be DVD set as well. So you can find it throughout, but it's super convenient here on Peacock to be able to watch it.
It's a hidden gem. Like, it's
really
not
is
promoted a lot. So
there's only been a handful of times, we kind of mentioned it too, with Bret and Taker having showdowns. You actually had to remind me of one that I forgot about. Television wise, of course, Bret was in the Survivor Series match. Ooh, yeah, there's that shot.
The corner spot.
Ooh.
Bret Hart's always sold that like a fucking $1 million, man.
He knew if he didn't sell this, that Stu was gonna fucking stretch him in the dungeon. Hey, Bret. Hey, I saw what you did to Taker. Hey.
And this right
Taker
here
does a heart punch. Ooh, yeah.
He works the chest, which Undertaker never did that kind of stuff. Like when we were growing up, he was always the stalking, pound you guy. And now he's actually wrestling, which is a breath of fresh air for the Undertaker.
Stepping on his, those ropes are super loose. It's funny you mention it, which makes sense what happens later on. But they're going to show a replay of that sternum spot that Bret does with the exposed corner. Goddamn.
And he sells it so great.
Such good shit. But like I was saying, Bret was in the original Survivor Series match where Taker made his debut. I believe he was Coco the first one in there, or was Bret the first one in there with him? I can't remember.
I think Coco is the first one in. Coco's the first one eliminated. I can't remember for sure if Bret's in there.
I found this during my research. Is WWF would do their Madison Square Garden tapings, and there was a match from January 31st, 92, where Taker defeated Bret Hart with hitting him with the urn shot right to the face. And there would be 4 years until they would have another match, televised match, which would be Royal Rumble 96, which ended in DQ due to Diesel, which they did a really good job holding them off, making that match made it feel like it was a pretty big deal.
They also made Bret kind of heelish in that match because the Undertaker was wearing the Phantom of the Opera mask, where fat ass Mabel sat on his face, and but then he rips it off. So Bret that was when they were trying to make Bret more aggressive after he beat Diesel for the belt in '95.
Like, they keep showing that corner. That's pretty cool. Like, it's very ominous where they showed the exposed corner. They would go on and be almost pretty much another year. They would have the match at Final Four, which was due to Austin being eliminated from the Royal Rumble, hopping back in, and of course Shawn losing his smile. So this match was actually set up to take on, for Shawn and Bret, for Bret to get his title shot against Shawn at WrestleMania, and Shawn lost his smile, so it became for the title. Bret would go on to win that match, lastly eliminating the Undertaker. This is the match I forgot about. It was a flag match from Raw: Austin, Taker, and Dude Love versus the Hart Foundation, which took place July 21st in '97. We would get their SummerSlam '97 battle, where Bret would defeat Taker for the title, and then this match right here, which is very interesting that these guys, they barely ever touched on television, like, and it's something they could always go back to. They just rarely ever did.
Great spots. You don't see any more of the backbreaker where he's actually feet off the ground and he's like bending him over his knee. Pretty cool spot there. But I remember the flag match because as we flash back to LimeWire and Kazaa, I downloaded that 2-part match and it was like a Windows media file. And the second file part of it was corrupt and it pissed me off and had to re-download it. Things you remember from your childhood. When you sit up to 3 o'clock in the morning downloading a 15-minute match because you're on dial-up internet, yeah, you remember that shit.
Oh man, Bret does a great job here. He starts making his comeback, and he just keeps working over the legs of Taker, of course, softening him up for the sharpshooter. I will say, Bret usually, kind of has his greatest hits, things he does. He doesn't really hit a lot of those in this match. It's kind of more of just like a scrappy fight, which I like. Makes it feel real.
Yeah. It's not a cookie cutter match here, which is cool to me. Like I don't even think the Undertaker gets to hit the they weren't calling it old school at the time. Undertaker working the leg out there because Bret reverses it.
Yeah, so and it's nasty too. Like you see Taker hold his back, he lands like lower back first. It's a pretty rough looking bump.
This match, like one of the reasons I suggested it is you don't see it as much now because wrestling's more spots, but man, the storytelling in this match, the knee, the chest, the back, the neck, different things like that. Like this match has it all as far as like a storytelling aspect. If you want to see like psychology in wrestling, this is a great match.
Yeah. They do a really good job of just making the best of everything. Like every movement means something. You don't have to do fucking 20 super kicks. They don't have to do fucking suicide dives. They don't have to do 15 moonsaults. It's all about just working over a limb and telling a fucking story, and it's two of the better guys to do it, especially in 97.
And doing it with like authority too, not like some lame kicks. Like everything's like when he snaps the leg over his head, there's a snap to it. When he jumps off the rope right here on his knee, there's a snap to it. Like
he did something right there too, where like Taker keeps trying to put his hands on him, and Bret just swats his hands away, and then does a little slingshot right onto the leg.
Yeah, and Bret's still selling the chest. Like, see, he grabs the chest there as he's walking around. Like he's not forgotten. Like a lot of people now, like you work over a leg for 5 minutes, they forget it and hit 6 super kicks, and they're like, "Oh, my knee's fine."
And there's something that I think people need to talk. He's working over that. Oh man, that looks great. But people don't talk about how jacked Bret Hart actually was. And he might have been smaller compared to like a Hogan, but Bret wasn't like a super small guy. He was pretty fucking jacked.
1997, and I will debate anybody on this. 1997, Bret Hart is the best Bret Hart. He has it all figured out. He could be a heel. He can be a babyface. Like he did it. He was a heel in America, babyface in Canada. He's in the best shape he's in his career. And then we're jumping ahead here, but WCW has handed him on a silver platter, and they blow fuck it up. Undertaker going back to the chest to break the move here.
It's funny
you say leg lock.
It's funny you kind of mentioned that, and when we talked about it, just you and me today, just kind of going back and forth, and a lot of places are saying this is Bret's last good match, and I find that like hard to argue. Like it's pretty damn good. I think the only match I think I told you I would say would probably be his last real good match is the Owen tribute match with Chris Benoit.
Well, here's the thing about that is this match right here, Bret Hart is allowed to wrestle the match he wants to wrestle. That Benoit match on Nitro, which I just watched recently because that's where I'm at in my 99 watch through. I love this. Bret Hart invented this.
And he's fucking slapping hands while he's doing it, dude.
Figure four around the ring post is great. But yeah, the Benoit match, he's allowed to do whatever he wants to. He's out there to have that match. But he had flashes of good matches in WCW, but they had the NWO problem. They were always interfered in or some screwy finish. He hits Sting with a bat. He hits Booker T with a chair in the knee. Like he hits DDP with a bell. Like there's no clean finishes to Bret Hart matches in WCW 98. Maybe him and Flair.
I argued that as well. The match he had at Sold Out with Flair is actually a pretty good little match too.
But matches like this where he's the main event, goes 30 minutes. No, man, there's nothing like that ever again. And it's sad because he could have done this in WCW. He could have been their champion. He could have put on matches like this, but he wasn't allowed to. He wasn't given the opportunity to. He ran into the NWO.
Yeah, and by this time, even at this time in '97, it's already starting to get played out. And to be honest, DX is starting to come around, and they're cooler. They're cooler for the time period.
Yep, they're younger. They're more cutting edge. Like they're going the immature route, but like to me they were a better group to me at that point because the NWO is bloated by this time. They're probably up to 15 members by the end of '97.
When did you originally get this tape, Travis?
It was actually one of the first tapes I got because it was relatively cheap. It's still kind of cheap because it's not the complete show because this match is left off. But you can get this tape for $14-15 right now still. But like it was one of the first ones I got because I made a list of all the WWF pay-per-views. Then I would start marking them off. I would go because this is back in the day. I'm sending money orders to buy fucking tapes to people because I didn't have a card. So it's one of the first ones I got. I'd say 99, 2000 when I started finding out what eBay was and making my mom take me to the post office.
Did you use the pay with things with a money order?
Oh yeah,
that's how I used
money
to do
order
it too.
all the time. Yeah. Go up there a $20 bill. I need a money order for $14.07. Money order was 39 cents or some shit.
Yeah, I remember I used to do the same thing. I think the first thing I ever bought online was it was when I very first found out that Halloween 6 had a producer's cut, and there was a website called the Myers Museum, and they would sell bootleg copies of it. And I had just heard it. I just had gotten internet, and I was like, I had no idea this existed. So I like had to run and do it. And I was like, Mom, like I need a money order for $20. She's like, are you sure you're not being scammed? I was like, no, I need a money order for $20. And I'll never forget going to the mailbox and coming home from school and open the mailbox and it being there and be like, I told you it was real. So it was always the kind of a thrill.
I'd get off the bus. First thing I'd do is check the mail. There'd be like 4 packages and they're all VHS tapes. So I'm like, yeah, I can watch wrestling this weekend. Like it was a great time to be alive. People now don't even know what the hell a VCR or VHS tape is at this point. But man, I burn up some Four Oaks post office trying to get me some money orders there for a while.
Oh man, it's just like stuff like that. I feel like our generation's like the last great generation, and I stand by that. I'm going to video stores and renting these wrestling tapes. I'm watching them because knowing that it fucking costs like $60 for one of these fucking tapes, when now you can get a fucking Blu-ray or DVD for $10-15.
Well, it's like side story here. They're having a great match, like Undertaker's throat thrusting. But I went to that Orbit video in Asheville this weekend, and I looked at King of Royal Rumble '96, $40. That's probably how much it was when you had to mail away to get it in the magazine. And I was like, I am not paying $40 for this, and I just put it back. But 1998, 2000, Travis would have been like, fucking $40. Let's go get a money order right now.
Mom, I need to go to the post office.
It's unedited, Mom. It's unedited. They're not bleeping out the WWFs.
They have Coliseum. They have Coliseum home video. It's a Coliseum home video. There's gonna be exclusives. There's gonna be promos.
The worst thing was like you'd finally find a copy of a tape, and it would be the box would be cut, like where they put it in the thing,
clamshell.
Yeah,
like for rentals.
Yeah. I was like, fuck. Here, Bret Hart working over the knee again.
Yeah, I have my notes, man.
Turnbuckle pad just laying there. Ref's not even done anything about it.
I have my notes. Like it's just a fantastic story, and they've set a fantastic pace. Like the crowd's still into it. They've not lost the crowd at all. I do have my notes too. I also think that the crowd is kind of 70-30 in favor of Taker. Like he's very over at this time.
That's I was about to say the same thing. They never lose this crowd. Like the crowd is into this match, which kind of think WWF hasn't put on a show like this. Pay-per-view wise since SummerSlam '92. So this is the beginning of the 2-time a year UK only pay-per-views that start in '98 with like Mayhem in Manchester, Rebellion, Insurrection, stuff like that. No Mercy. That the first No Mercy was a 1999 exclusive event. Granted, not a lot happened on those shows after this one. Maybe the European title would change or the hardcore title, but that was about it.
They're pretty much glorified house shows.
House shows.
Bret was doing something a little bit ago. He was headbutting the lower back of Undertaker, and I just thought that was pretty cool because it's not something you ever really see. And then he hit him with that snap Russian leg sweep. Oh, here I'm about to hit him with the backbreaker.
I will say at the end of this match though that the crowd begins to get on Bret's side too, but I think it's more so that they're just appreciating that this is a great match by the end of it. They're cheering both guys more. And Bret made that look great, like he was still going to do the elbow, and then the foot comes up, and he's like, "Fuck, I don't know what to do."
Oh man!
If that was Ty Conti, she would have broke your nose.
Yep, you're right. You're right. I used to think that tattoo on Taker's face, the teardrop, was real when I was a kid. I was like, "Oh my god, he got a teardrop tattoo."
Dude, it never faded though. Like I don't know what he was using at the time, but it didn't go anywhere really.
Oh, here we go. Double down. Boom.
Oh. Like it's just a damn good match. They play the hits, but they put enough space in between them that they keep you hooked. Mike Chioda, at least he cut the mullet off from 95. Looking better here. And just think, man, the landscape of wrestling is going to change in a month and a half from this show.
Yeah, I have in my notes, like 2 months later, Bret would be screwed and he would show up in WCW. And Undertaker would continue his feud with Shawn Michaels, which would actually lead into his feud with Kane like a month after this at Bad Blood. It's wild to think about all the storylines they had going on at the time, because you have Bret and Shawn is just an ongoing story, and Bret versus the US, and then Taker
Bret versus Austin.
Bret and Austin, and on top of that, Austin versus Owen, and all the while you have Taker and Kane building up. He blocks the leg, setting up for the sharpshooter here. Fucking amazing crowd starting to get hot for it. He's trying to twist the ankles. This can't be easy to fucking do, man. Look, they roll.
I will say, JR is in his element in this match. Like he is on the call, and it's great. Especially this spot right here. He is all about Bret Hart getting him in the sharpshooter. This is JR's wheelhouse. Good wrestling.
Man, this is great.
Raring back on it, cinched it in.
Yeah, it looks believable. It looks like he's in fucking pain.
Well, and they put over here in a second too, like that not many people have ever broken the sharpshooter. I think Sid powers out one time on that Raw after Final Four. The Undertaker's about to explode out of it here. And then Austin technically never breaks it at WrestleMania 13.
Yeah,
Bret just falls over, but he keeps it hooked. Then he gets him back. So like the sharpshooter's never really broken. So that's a big deal here in this match too.
Bret's working over the bread basket right there.
Always like, that's a low blow, Riff. Come on. Like,
yeah, I did too.
Fucking...
I was like, he's literally putting his face in his crotch. Like, this is fucking. Oh, he goozles him. Look at that. Taker made it look so easy, just unfolding his legs. It was just great.
God, Undertaker before the arthritis.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
This is an underrated Taker, though. Like, I feel like Undertaker's 97 title reign is overshadowed by the U.S. versus Canada angle a lot.
Like I said, there's just so much shit going on, man. Like, there's just a lot of things going on at this time. The rise of Austin, DX, the Rock is showing up with the Nation of Domination as well. Big boot here.
Well, you also got to look a lot of the Undertaker's main event matches got screwed up while he was champion, because Sid never does a rematch with him because he goes play softball. Ahmed gets hurt. Vader has to fill in out of nowhere for a main event match. Farouk at the King of the Ring was kind of out of nowhere too, because I think that was originally supposed to be Ahmed.
And Taker and Austin, they hot shotted that. They should have never done that Cold Day in Hell. They should have never done that match. Good
match, but you couldn't get out of that.
Nope.
Like
you had to have a
schmoz.
You had to have a schmoz.
Yeah. And then Undertaker versus Mankind just kind of came out of nowhere at Revenge of the Taker. Good match, but not like you were building to something.
Yeah, it was just kind of a throwaway match.
Undertaker's best feud for the belts when he loses it, to be honest.
Yeah.
So, Oh my God, he's gonna use the bell. Oh my
Yeah.
Kyoto, you son of a bitch. Oh, right back to the knee.
Yeah, I'm in front row. You see me?
No, I see you. You need to put your Sunny sign up so I can keep an eye on you.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Damn, and he's going right back. This spot's actually pretty cool. It feels very real. So he hits the leg here. He's about to set him up for the second one.
Snaps it down.
Taker flings him out.
Yep.
Right
and
on
he
top
hits
of
the
cameraman.
cameraman, man. Commentary, like everybody gives Vince McMahon shit.
Look at
the
him.
commentary
Look
in
at
this
him.
match is
The
great.
cameraman's like, "Fuck, I fucked up.
I broke this camera.
Yeah,
This is coming out of my paycheck."
That's literally what
Fuck.
he's saying. Like he's like, "God damn it!" And then he almost fucking eats it because Taker throws him into the fucking stairs, and the cameraman's right there.
You see this? You see the Asian guy? He had to jump out of the way because he was leaning on the stairs. Look at this kid down here. Yeah.
This guy over here with the fucking tie on, the security guy.
Security. Oh, look, it's Michael PSA. It's from 1986.
Come on, Taker.
No, it's man.
Knocks me.
That's Man Mountain Rock.
His guitar is still gently weeping.
Fuck you, Bob Backlund.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go. He's trying to put him back in that corner. Brett saw it coming. God, just the forearm shot to the back, just bash. I think I'd rather took the chest shot.
Yeah, I was thinking too. Literally, the fucking ring post breaking him in half. He's getting thrown right into it.
But Brett, like, was one of the first people I saw do that too. Like, would like take that ring post to the back on the bottom rope.
Yeah, I don't understand. Like, as a wrestler, he's about to go for old school, but how you can block that and make that hurt less than not, you know,
without making it look fake as hell, like just sliding into it barely or something.
Watch his back. Oh, he's like holding his fucking tailbone. He's like, God damn,
my hip. I feel like Hogan hitting the leg drop 100 times a year, brother.
Brett. What did Taker use to call that? Would they just say he's going? He's tight roping. What would they say? I don't even remember anymore.
I don't. They would just say he's going to the top or something. Like they didn't call it old school.
We're about to go to the finish here. Brett's gonna
go for snake eyes.
Roll him through 1, 2, kick out. Which I thought that was gonna be the finish. I was like, damn.
That would have been. I mean,
that would have been
good though. Snuck one out.
Brett is gonna try to tombstone Taker, which would have been interesting to see. And then Taker.
It's cool. Reverse. Same thing he did with Austin.
Brett's
trying to think about it.
Brett's trying to get out of it. He throws him over the ropes. He fucking racks himself.
Dude,
it looks real, man.
But that's why the ropes are so loose. But like here's the thing, man. Like as much shit as we're gonna give this finish because it's kind of lame DQ finish for a 30-minute match, I've never seen it done since, and I never saw it done before.
I will say Taker's punches here are weak sauce at the end.
It's very creative. The ending was very creative, if anything. But they're trying to put over as the Undertaker too. They could have put this over as the Undertaker was snapping due to all the pressure from the Kane thing,
losing
Shawn
the
Michaels,
title.
Hell in a Cell, Shawn Michaels, like he just lost it, but they didn't do that, and I feel like that was a missed opportunity.
He goozles fucking Gerald Briscoe and pulls him right over the top rope. Owen comes out here and gets him out of the ropes. Watch he goose. Look.
Oh, dude,
he takes a nasty choke slam.
Jerry Briscoe's the man. He just slides over the rope like, oh my god, no!
Watch this. He would have hooked him if he.
Come on, Taker, don't do this.
So high.
He kicked his legs up too high. There is some trash thrown right there at the Undertaker. Undertaker's getting a little bit of booze here for that, but man, shit finish or not, like that was a great match. Creative finish. I'm not a fan of the DQ finish on it, but like I said, never seen that finish before. Never seen it since. As a way of trying to get out of the tombstone and then catching yourself in a rope. Like
dude, I'd say to this point, this is probably Taker's best match.
Oh, dude, without a doubt. Like, I mean, at least on pay-per-view wise, television wise, this is probably his best match he's ever had. Now, him and Mankind had a different kind of best match, like the brawls they had.
Yeah, the match at King of the Ring 96 is pretty good.
Yeah, I'll give that. But like their match at Survivor Series 96 is not that good. That whole pay-per-view, if you go back and look at it now, is a Hall of Fame worthy fucking pay-per-view. Undertaker stalking him out of the ring here.
And guys, that is that match. Travis, overall thoughts?
It's like I said, man, a great match, great storytelling. I tend to agree, man. It's one of Bret Hart's last great matches where he was allowed to do what Bret Hart does, and that's tell a story and work a body part. And it's with a guy he greatly respects. I know the ending takes a lot, kind of some oomph away from the match just because it's not a definitive ending with the DQ. But I like I said earlier, I give it props for being inventive and creative. I wonder if Pat Patterson had a hand in that one, made the crowd go banana.
Undertaker, Bret
But
Hart.
I think it's a match that is not given enough love because some people don't even realize this match happened unless you just kind of had knowledge that it was supposed to. Because you got to think One Night Only was a one-match show in the U.S. All that was talked about was Bulldog versus Shawn. And that's the only thing that came out of the show that affected the storylines going forward, with Shawn being the first Grand Slam champion. So it's hidden. It's a hidden gem. It's kind of buried in the fact after Bret leaves, the screw job, royalties, different things like that kept it from being put on the tape, different things. But definitely go out of your way to watch it. I feel like it's a great match. And tell your friends, because more love this match gets, the more people talk about it, and we'll learn to appreciate it.
Yeah, I agree. This was the first time I watched this match, and it made me a fan. Great match. I mean, I may have watched it on one of those DVDs and just forgot about it, but specifically going and looking for this match, it was really good. It was definitely worth the watch. Definitely match worthy on our list. And speaking of our list, our next episode of Wrestling Recommendations, we're about to spin the wheel,
make a deal.
We so far, I know I have not added NXT matches to this list yet. This is the list I still have. I know you still have matches. I believe there's over 136 matches on this list. So there's matches from New Japan. There's matches from WWE,
Ring of Honor,
WWF, Ring of Honor, TNA, AEW. There's even a few AEW ones, WCW, and even NGW, the Next Generation Wrestling that I am a part of. I help run and help book shows. So without further ado, Travis, let's see what the next match is that we will be covering. It is spinning right now. It's spinning.
Spinning. It's just a white dot to me. Just a white dot.
Ooh, Sting versus Cactus Jack from Beach Blast 92. 92?
It's 92, yeah. Because Beach Blast 93 is that's Rude and Dustin Rhodes, right? Iron Man, because 92 is Steamboat and Rude.
Yep, you are correct. For the US title, I believe, right?
Yep, and I think one of those matches is also on our list. But yeah, man, Beach Blast 92, stuff like this were matches that aren't talked about, as which for the longest time, Mick Foley has even said that he considered this one of his best matches before the Mind Games match with Shawn Michaels. Going back and talking about some of these hidden gems that some of the new school fans probably haven't heard about, is what this podcast is all about. It's a good brawl. It's one of Sting's. This is in the time when Sting's being made into the tough guy Sting. Like, he's wrestling Vader, he's wrestling Cactus Jack, he's wrestling Abdullah the Butcher, he's wrestling, the people that are supposed to make Sting look tougher than just the flamboyant surfer bright guy.
Yeah, they like to think that it adds an edge, which he ends up doing the same thing for Shawn Michaels, just a couple years later at Mind Games, which that match is also on our list. I remember watching this match for the first time. It was the best of Bash at the Beach. They put it on that tape, and I remember watching that. So, which is ironic because it's not Bash at the Beach. So,
I first time I ever saw this match, I downloaded it illegally. So I watched it there, but like first time I ever got my hands on like a copy, I think it was on one of Mick Foley's early DVD releases, when he had after they bought the tape library, they put that match on there. So it's a good match. I mean, I think this is one of the matches he takes the the guardrails. He flies into them,
Oh,
lands on top
yes.
of them, and flips off onto the concrete. So
Just
um,
a quick Google search. The first thing that popped up, and it says Sting versus Cactus Jack Beach Blast 92, the most physically disturbing Mick Foley match ever. Haven't seen this match in years, but just finished the pay-per-view on the network. Bell to bell, Foley takes no less than a dozen very disturbing bumps on the concrete floor. A human body isn't supposed to take that many severe falls in a lifetime, much less in a 15-minute span. Wow. I am excited to watch this match again.
um, me too. Also hard to find tape. For some reason, those 92, 93 WCW tapes are hard to come by. So this is one of the last tapes I ever got. With some of these was Beach Blast 92, 93, and Halloween Havoc 93 is also a hard one to get your hands on. So I'm looking forward to it, man. Mick Foley considered this a great match a long time ago, and he from that review there, he's going to put himself through hell to put Sting over. So there's going to be some cringe-worthy there, but there's going to be a lot of appreciation for what he's about to do to put Sting on the map.
I'm trying to think what they called it. I mean, it's technically a Falls Count Anywhere match, but don't they say
Is it
any?
Lights Out?
No, it's a Falls Count Anywhere, but it's like Falls Count Anywhere on the Gulf Coast. I think it's what they say.
On the Gulf Coast, I think.
I think
Let's
what it
see.
is.
Beach
But
Blast, yeah.
but yeah, man, I'm definitely excited. Definitely great first match to kind of get us rolling on this standalone podcast of wrestling recommendations. We're gonna make it short and sweet this time, guys, and maybe talk about our future exploitations of what we got going on next episode. But until next time, I am Eddie, and this is Travis, and we will talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye, guys.